Hi folks, Travis Fox here with FoxOptic.com. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some of the power options on the ATN X-Sight 2 and Thor thermal HD products that we sell. First thing I want to point out is we've included a new base stock kit that now includes not only the 32 gigabyte micro SD card, but also you have an option of either going with a AA internal rechargeable battery or our new external stock pouch battery kit. It's a 20-hour external battery, a nice tether cord, and we've also now we're including a port cover and cap that's designed specifically for our cord. That's a 2 amp rated cord, so it's a really good cord kit combination. Those are included in the base price, and you have two options now, one being the external battery kit obviously, or the other thing that I'm here today to explain to you is why we recommend the Kentley AA internal rechargeable batteries over any other battery that we've tested. I'm going to be breaking out the voltage tester and explaining that a little bit further in detail as to why it works, but I want to just summarize real quick. Essentially what takes place is the standard alkali batteries that you buy off the shelf are going to come out of the package at approximately 1.45 volts, and they're going to degrade pretty quick in their draw slope, and essentially they just don't have the capacitance to fire the processor inside this thing. So like for example here I've got an Amazon Basics, just regular alkali. This is another one that we tried. This is an N-Loop Pro nickel metal hydride rechargeable. That only has a 1.2 volt rating. This battery is Energizer's Ultimate Lithium. It actually does really good in the scope. The only problem we run into with it is potentially it gives pretty good run time in that, but if you're using the device a lot, they get pretty cashy pretty quick. So the only good rechargeable option that we were able to come up with was the Kentley. I'll touch real quick here and then I'm going to break out the voltage tester and tell you why, but essentially the processor inside the scope wants to see 3 to 3.3 volts, 3.3 I think being optimum for the processor in it. It runs in a 4-bank series configuration. Both the positives are paralleled, both the negatives are paralleled, and then they're series, so it's trying to produce 3 volts. And I think they've done that primarily because if you have a battery failure, or if you lose a couple of batteries, the thing will run on 2 batteries only, or you'll get a lot better capacitance and better run times if you run them in 4. But essentially what happens when you run any other battery than the Kentley is a special battery. It puts out 1.5 volts exactly, so in a combination of 2, you're getting a constant 3 volts to the unit until it can't produce it anymore, and that's why they run so much smoother in the unit. Essentially, the Energizer Ultimate Lithium does better because it has a higher voltage out of the package. Its slope curve is more towards the higher end of the voltage output, so the scope tends to like that battery real well. You get into your alkalis or you get into your nickel metal hydrides, the problem you run into is the start voltage is only going to be in the 1.4, 1.45 range, so you're looking at putting potentially 2.8 volts to the processor. That's going to drop off relatively quick, and at the point that it hits about 2.7, 2.65 volts, you're going to start running into some glitch issues because the processor is not getting enough voltage. So I'll be right back with you. I'm going to get the tester out and kind of show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I've got some batteries laid out here, and essentially I'm just going to show you real quick what I'm talking about. Is the battery we're going to start with is just a straight out of the box alkali throwaway battery, and we're going to look at the voltage on this. And this one's straight out of the package and is only giving us the 1.356 volts. So you can kind of see what I'm saying. Keep in mind that the processor, I like to think of the ATN X-Sight more as a computer with optics attached to it. So it's really important that the voltage be supplied to the processor to ensure smooth operation of the scope. So you can see not only are you getting a lower voltage out of that, potentially you're going to have a higher amp draw, and you're going to burn through your slope, your your discharge slope a lot faster on that battery. So potentially you're going to have glitches and they're just not going to last very long. Really poor option. This option for a throwaway is the best one you're going to find. That's the Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The reason that it's going to do better, its slope curve is towards the higher end of the voltage output. So you can see this one's coming out of the package at 1.81 volts. So combined in a series of 2, that's going to give you approximately 3.6 volts. So that would be more than acceptable to run the scope. It's going to run it really well. You're going to get fairly far into the discharge curve before the thing quits working on you or starts giving you problems. The drawback to those is, though, they're a throwaway battery. They're relatively expensive. The next choice here is the best nickel metal hydride I was able to test in a rechargeable. The problem with it's going to be it's a 1.2 volt rated battery because the nickel metal hydrides have a lot lower output. So this one's on a full charge, and it depends on how many times you've charged them, because I've seen these run as high as 1.44, but this one is on a brand new charge, only running about 1.38. So you can see where that one is going to be supplying less than 2.8 volts off the start. It's going to get down to 2.6 or so pretty quick, and it's going to start causing glitch issues. This is the Kent Lee battery that we recommend and sell. It's a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. The unique thing about it is it's actually a 3.7 volt battery. Up on the end of it, in this area right here, there's an isolator, and if you test it from inside the isolator to the back, you'll see that it's going to actually it's putting out 4.02 volts. But if you come off of the positive post to the negative, you can see it puts out exactly 1.5 volts. And it will do that. It's got a buck regulator in it that puts that 1.5 volts out. As soon as it can't do it anymore, it'll shut itself off. You'll get about 7.5 hours run time in the average running condition on ATN X-Sight on 4. They're fully rechargeable, and that's why we recommend them. We know they're a little bit more expensive, but if you want smooth operation, you want a rechargeable source, they'll pay for themselves relatively quick versus the Energizer Ultimate Lithium buying a throwaway. I'm going to go back to the scope. We'll talk about a few more things, and I'll see you in just a minute. Well, I hope that gives you a better understanding of why we've chosen the Kent Lee AA rechargeable battery for the ATN X-Sight. If you want an internal option, if you're worried about having the cord hanging out the side, don't have a place to put the stock pouch, we ultimately recommend this way more than the internal, just for the simple fact that you're going to get longer run times out of this. Potentially this is going to produce voltages that are optimum to the scope consistently. This is a 5 volt setup that's regulated, so it can provide exactly what the processor needs. I will tell you this though, we've had very little glitch issue running the Kent Lee. It puts in an exact 3 volts. It's internal. It allows you to keep your port cap on, eliminate the cord, eliminate the stock pouch, still get relatively long run times. So it's, in my opinion, the only really good AA rechargeable option that there is. So thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope it helped you out. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to give us a call, toll free 877-806-2977, or make sure to check us out on the web, www.foxoptic.com. Thanks for watching.